how to date an INFJ woman. In this video, I'll be sharing some tips on how to successfully date an INFJ woman. INFJs can be a little complex when it comes to relationships, and dating them can be a demanding adventure. If you're considering dating an INFJ woman, or if you're in a relationship with one, and you're wondering how you can date your woman without having issues along the way, I've got you covered. I'll be sharing some tips that will be of great use to anyone dating an INFJ woman. So, make sure to stick with me to the end. Before we go on, your support is very important to us, so don't forget to click on the like button, subscribe to this channel, and click on the little bell icon so that the next time we drop another amazing video that you'll enjoy, you're the first to know. Alright, let's get started. Tip number 10. Be prepared for a long-term relationship. Majority of INFJs prefer long-lasting relationships and avoid flings or short-term relationships. INFJs value their connections. They want someone they can connect with on a deep level. Every connection an INFJ has is significant, purposeful, and has a lasting impact. They're not into short-term associations like friends with benefits or hookups. Casual situations like these don't give them the kind of connection they need to feel fulfilled. An INFJ would rather stay single than settle for a relationship where they won't be fulfilled or will be stressed and anxious. So before you go ahead and approach an INFJ woman, make sure you know what you want. If you're looking for something temporary with her, she will most likely not be interested. Also, INFJs go into relationships trying to fit their partner into their long-term goals and vision for their future. So if you're considering dating an INFJ or you're already dating one, you have to be prepared for a long-term relationship. Tip number 9. Take the first step. INFJs are generally introverted and can be really shy, so they naturally wouldn't make the first move. Due to their nature, an INFJ will rarely initiate anything, so you have to take the first step. You need to ask for her number, tell her how you feel about her, and ask her out on a date. INFJs prefer when the other person makes the initial contact like this. In your relationship, you need to lead the situation and do things like planning your dates, outings, and initiating conversations with her. She will definitely appreciate this. Tip number 8. Spend quality time alone with her. Your INFJ will prefer spending time alone with you rather than going to social events or parties. One very important way of showing her love is spending quality time alone with her. INFJs may be okay with being social and attending some group events and may even come across as friendly or lovely at these events, but they have limited social energy. So, never try to force an INFJ woman into socializing with large groups of people when she's not ready for it. Don't try to change who she is by forcing her to socialize, as this will only be draining for her and overwhelm her. If you really want your relationship to be successful, you have to spend a lot of quality one-on-one time with her. She will prefer staying indoors, watching a movie with your hands intertwined, rather than going to a party or a bar with a large group of people. Spending time alone with her will show her that she's very important to you, and also shows her you value her and your relationship more than any other thing. So, make sure you're spending a lot of quality time with her in private. Understand that she needs time alone. INFJs are naturally introverts. They have a hard time socializing for a long period of time. This also applies to their partner and not just large groups of people. You may notice your INFJ partner withdrawing or going silent, but this does not mean she doesn't love you or doesn't want to spend time with you. You need to understand that she needs time alone to recharge her energy and should not be offended if she shuts you out for a while. Remember that your INFJ partner is naturally introverted, and as much as she wants to spend time with you, it is very important that she spends time alone with herself. So you need to be understanding and give her enough time and space to recharge properly. She'll come back to you a lot more energized, and this will go a long way in helping you build a strong relationship. Number 6. Allow her to open up at her own pace. Opening up doesn't come easy to INFJs. This is largely due to the fact that they are easily misunderstood by others who do not see the world the way they do. So it can sometimes be hard for them to open up readily to others. An INFJ will not reveal as much about themselves as easily as their partner would. So if you're dating an INFJ, try not to be pushy if she's having a hard time opening up completely. Be understanding and make her feel safe and comfortable around you. Over time, when she's ready, she will definitely open up to you and tell you everything. Tip number 5. Don't be materialistic. INFJs have a deeper approach to life. They don't focus on the surface or outer appearance of things or people, and this applies to their partners as well. Someone who places a lot of priority on money or material things is a major turnoff for an INFJ. INFJs are a lot more attracted to someone who is not all about material things or wealth. You don't need to try to impress her by buying her expensive gifts, though this will be greatly appreciated. An INFJ looks beyond things like this, and she will consider them as superficial. If you're dating an INFJ or considering going into a relationship with one, you need to place less emphasis on materialism and more on simple details that are more meaningful. Tip number 4. Be a great listener. INFJs are naturally great listeners. They will listen to you with rapt attention, but they usually don't get the same in return. INFJs crave someone who will be as good of a listener as they are to be their partner. In a relationship with an INFJ, you have to give her your undivided attention. Actively listen to her when she's speaking to you and show genuine interest in whatever she's talking about. Make sure you're not distracted by things going on around you or trying to shut her up while the conversation is going on. Doing this will make her feel like you don't care. You need to actively listen to her while she speaks and create a safe space where she can always freely express herself. Also, don't judge her while she's opening up to you. Remember, opening up doesn't come easy to an INFJ. INFJs are also very sensitive to perceived criticism or judgment, so be careful not to judge or criticize her while she's being vulnerable. Tip number 3. Be affectionate and sensitive towards her feelings. INFJs are naturally reserved people, and they can be shy when it comes to showing affection. You have to step up and reach out to her. Be affectionate and allow her to get very comfortable with you. Before you know it, she'll warm up to you and show affection a lot more. Another important fact to note is that INFJs have an entirely different world in their heads, and they can get caught up in their own world. You need to be able to bring her back to reality whenever she gets lost in her world. It doesn't take much to do this. Your physical touch could be all that is needed to bring her back to reality. Also, INFJs don't care for PDA. When you're out in public, the best form of affection will be a light, subtle touch to let her know you're there. INFJs also usually have a deep opinion of what love means, so you really have to be romantic. Figure out what your INFJ likes and try new ways to keep the romance going. INFJs are very sensitive, especially towards others. You need to show her support whenever she's feeling down or hurt, and make sure you don't judge her for being empathetic. Tip number 2. Remind her to self-care. INFJs are so selfless that they take care of every other person around them before they take care of themselves. Sometimes they may even forget to take care of themselves. This might take a toll on her because an INFJ will naturally tend to put every other person before herself. The problem will come when she does this over an extended period without anyone reminding her to take a break and take care of herself. If you're dating an INFJ, you have to constantly remind her to pause and do things for herself so she doesn't become exhausted or burned out. You could also help her with basic needs like getting her groceries and other essentials, or offering to help her out with some of her errands. Also, an INFJ might need some time alone to recharge after feeling exhausted. You might need to be understanding and give her some space. Tip number 1. Be honest. Being in a relationship with an INFJ woman, you need to be as honest as possible, no matter how hard it may seem. You have to be someone she can rely on and trust completely. Don't hide things from her or lie about how you feel. INFJs are very intuitive, so they can detect a lie very easily. If you give her reasons to not trust you, it'll be very difficult to earn her trust again. She might not confront you about it or hate you if you lie to her, but she'll definitely have a hard time trusting you again. To get the best out of your relationship, Be very honest with her and don't hide how or what you feel, especially if you're upset about something. There you have it, guys, 10 tips on how to date an INFJ woman. We discussed just 10 tips in this video, but there are definitely so many others, so feel free to share other tips with us in the comment section. Also, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. If you like this subject, we have other interesting videos that you might like on the screen. Click to watch one now. Bye for now.